Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, did I not click on back?
Yeah,
What the fuck was
fucking
that?
thing scared the shit out of me.
Fucking Thomas.
I forgot I set that up.
What the fuck was that?
Thomas the
It's a-
tank engine coming for your gobbles.
I have that set up for roll 69 on a D100.
Jesus.
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 You scared the bloody Jesus
Um,
out of me.
Alright. Wait on.
That's
So-
not being on Wi-Fi. Maybe that'll work better.
Sure. Go ahead. Roll me some D100. Mel rolled his privately, I think. He rolled 67. Who am I
It's
missing?
like Hark.
Duncan.
Yeah, it works.
Well, what you do the honor?
Duncan, give me a D100, please.
Give me a second.
You rolled the exact opposite of me.
Nice.
Well, I'm going to roll a 33.
Now you're gonna roll 19.
Did you think I'm gonna follow the herd and roll exactly like you, man?
I don't know. I don't know what goes on in that crazy ass mind of yours.
Nothing. Let's prove it.
By the way, Ty, I can't see your camera on the voice call. There we go.
Oh, my bad.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
All right, welcome in, everybody. This is session 137, I believe it was, of Raven's Retribution. We're going to get started in just a moment. All right, with that, yeah, okay, let's do it that way. Harkin, would you like to do the recap, or would you like to flip a coin?
I'll do the recap.
Heads or tails?
Tails never fails. Hey.
All right, go ahead and do the recap. I just wanted to flip a coin. Go ahead and give us a recap. What happened last time?
Woo!
You betrayed us, I remember.
Yeah. We'll get to that.
Oof.
I don't think there's anything more to be said. That's
no
it.
spoilers.
Recap.
No
Give us the
spoiler.
recap.
Yes, last session we picked up right after we had, for lack of a better word, landed in the middle of Stoneblood. Honestly, that was exactly what had happened. We had just been basically at, I guess, with weapons drawn at the guards, forced to disarm and remove our armor, at least those of us who weren't a Durgar. So Holman, who's now going by a different name that I'm already forgetting because it was very different, and Terran, whose men are off, could keep their stuff on because they were Durgar. And we were told that if we wanted our equipment on, even those of us who were identified by Terran as mercenaries, we needed to go and get mercenary licenses. It was already becoming living hell on this planet, or on the Dark City. So eventually, as we were kind of just getting ready to head out, I think it was Duncan who had noticed already that we were being eyed up by someone who we could as best describe as an assassin, if I'm not mistaken. And they started following us as we started going into the city. Noticeably, everything in this Durgar city is dark and bleak, and sometimes there's a bit of light, but most of the time, if you're not having dark vision, you're not going to have a good time. So it's mostly the Cardinal that has to worry about casting dark vision on himself every day when he wakes up along with mage armor. That's going to suck. We finally went over to the Durgar administration building, and basically started standing there in line, or actually most of us had to wait outside, and Taryn was the one who went inside to go and take care of Durgar bureaucracy. Anyway, the assassin was constantly prodding and poking at them, and trying to get him to reveal their real name and saying they could help him, blah, blah, blah. In the end, Duncan used a scheme with Manarov.
Well, I'll mute you. Very good. So. Thank you.
I do have to say that I still have to call into work real quick, so you can. So if needed, I can like just mute myself and then yeah.
Sorry, Lex. What did you say?
I still need to call into work, so just might need to step away for a second to do that. If you want to finish the recap, you can.
Sure, I was doing that for your benefit, so that's.
I'll just take my headphones off and I won't hear it.
Go ahead then, and I will message you probably. Okay. In that case, I apologize.
Right. Sorry to make that awkward.
I was going to jump in and have the interview there, and sort of half cut it in before it got to the reveal. But if Lex isn't listening in, then that's fine. Go ahead and finish the recap. I apologize.
Okay, cool. I was very confused there for a second.
I was gonna cut it up and do it in sections.
To me, so this was a little less awkward, but okay. Anyway, continuing on, the assassin basically, was trying to lure Duncan into the officials building, which has marks against invisibility, so that anyone who's invisible will be revealed. To get him into trouble by drawing a knife, but Manarov lucky has a message link with Duncan, so that didn't happen. And in the end, they discussed a plan. And basically, Duncan messaged Manarov, "Hey, I'm gonna try and do something to them. Just ask them who they are, what they want, and why they're here." Oh god, where are the notes? Because it's a whole ordeal that they revealed the notes. Well, the cool thing of it was that basically Duncan told him that and was gonna count down from 6. And as Manarov said those words, Duncan then subtlecasted command on the assassin, with the command being reveal, which went a lot better than expected because, there could have been any number of things, and so those would have been a little bit awkward in that situation. Anyway, where is... I can't find it in the note. What did she all reveal, goddammit?
Well, she just revealed she's an information gatherer for the, in air quotes, true power of this city. And she had just followed us because we seem interesting to her, basically.
She also said her name, right? Wisp?
Wisp.
Yes, Wisp. So she revealed that, and then when she realized what had just happened, she was like, well, you could have just talked to me to begin with, and this would have been a lot easier. And then went outside to go and give Duncan a piece of her mind. But Manarov, meanwhile, had to get the licenses, and he went and got 5 arranged, but then an interview process had to begin. So we get a little bit scolded by the... I don't know. She was both hostile and congratulatory. Ice and cold, or hot and cold, something like that. And she also told us that the other Durgar that had been spying on us, or openly glaring at us while we were outside, were of a different faction. And they were going to cause trouble for us sooner or later.
They were agents of Drakhan, a person we did not know who that was yet at that time.
We do not know who that is yet, but they also know her here. Also, Almond roughed up Cardinal Amos a little bit and stole 3,000 gold off him, and then went to bought some slaves. We will get to Almond later, I think, about the ethical complexities about that whole ordeal. But then we were ushered inside with Manarov, who had to pay 5,000 gold for all our licenses, paid graciously by Lord Amos. And then it was interview time. During the interviews, A very wide selection of questions was asked under Zone of Truth. And on various occasions, mostly the same was being told. Even Manarov had to get an interview. Basically, everyone avoided the question of what is his true name and just called him Terran. Everyone also explained what they do and what they're capable of. Some conversations were a little heated, like Mox's, where he eventually started yelling at the interviewer. Other conversations were a lot more, straightforward, like with Duncan, where he just straight up told him, "Yeah, I was lying, and I refused the Zone of Truth." Got some simpler answers there. The Cardinal also had a few difficult questions. And also Manarov, so some of the questions were a little bit dicey sometimes. And then we came to the last one. Do you want me to stop here and wait till Lex is back, or should I continue?
Lex can't currently hear, so you can carry on.
Then we came to the last one with Harkin. And as he asked Harkin what is Terran's other name that you know him by, Harkin flat out asked him if he had already asked Terran that, and he said yes. Now, whether or not Harkin believed him or not, that's a question for later. But Harkin then told him that his name is Manarov Cragbrow. And that sure got a shock out of the interviewer. At the very least, it made him look a little bit more surprised for once. Then the rest of the conversation flowed normally, with the questions of what he can do, how he would he act against Stoneblood, is he an agent of Scardeep, blah blah blah. And then we were all ushered into a room.
Alright, perfect. Thank you very much. Before I call Lexi back to the land of the hearing, does anybody have anything they want to add to that?
I mean, the session ended on quite the note. I didn't know if you wanted to mention that as well.
Yeah. The interviewer, what was his name again, that guy?
That guy's name is Scroll Dermok Blackbrand.
Dermok Blackbrand ended the session by saying, glad to have you back, Lord Cragbrow, or was it Lord Manarov?
I think it was the last name.
Yeah, Lord Cragbrow.
Yes, welcome back. Not glad to have you back.
The main reason why we are in here is mostly because of that, but also he now needs to run our licenses by someone higher up on the food chain.
He said specifically Captain Drakar.
Yeah, Captain Drakar.
Same who owns the agent outside who saw us already. We'll keep in touch. When he said welcome back, Lord Cragbrow, not I'm glad, because no one is glad here.
Yeah.
We do not do glad. We don't do gladness here.
I'd also like to add that after the session, I did
good to know.
I did ask Ty for an insight roll, and I did gain some insight on that handshake.
Did you? Did I give that to you already?
Mm-hmm. If I remember correctly.
Yeah, no, we went through that.
Yeah, we went through that. I have to lead off with it at the beginning. Anyway, but I just want to say that happened to.
I should also mention this for our listeners, what the licenses and the variations of them mean. I think there's only 2 types of licenses, full and partial, right, Ty? And maybe even a special type?
I mean, you're aware of at the moment there is a full, limited, and denied. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a denied license.
Oh, denied means that you can never reapply?
No, you can reapply. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
1,000 gold a pop? Jeez.
Yeah.
That's all they make money.
But yeah, the full
license. Rich to deny you.
I paid for the first one, not the second one. That's yours. That's yours. You got that.
The full license means that you're allowed to wear full heavy armor and weapons, mostly no matter. There will always be occasions, and you don't have to renew your license every 6 months. And the partial, the partial you need to renew every 6 months. you can only wear up to medium armor, if I'm not mistaken. And you're not allowed to carry weapons out in the open, I think, or something?
So you can still carry weapons. You have slightly more limited access to the city, and you will be watched a lot closer, basically.
Yep.
There may be individual concerns with some weaponry on a limited license, but that's on a case-by-case basis. Like if you turned up with a Vorpal sword, they may take issue with that.
I would also think they would just have issues if you turned up with a blade that emitted light constantly. But that's only because it emits light constantly.
Fredros walked into the city, you know, people would have issues.
If it was sunlight, then yeah, for sure. Like people would.
They'd beat the shit out of Petros.
To be honest, they'd probably have that issue if it was even on a full license. Anyway, that's entirely different. But yeah, that's great. Thank you very much, guys, for the recap. Go ahead and Jack, add yourself inspiration, and feel free to gift one out as well.
I didn't have one, so I added one to me. But do I also get to give one out now?
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Who doesn't have one? No,
I'm so sorry. Duncan, Mox, and Amos do not. And Briarheart doesn't.
I'll give it to Brian like that.
Sweet.
All right.
I don't need it.
Briarheart, to give you just a very quick, personalized recap, you arrived at the city, which you remember from the session. You arrived right in the middle of the town, right in a central plaza, at which point there was some discussion had, and it was taken that everybody that was not a Durgar was effectively a slave. It was argued that actually they are mercenaries, in which case they need to go get a mercenary license in order to operate. So with this, you there was a lot more to it, but you headed to an office. There was some sort of assassin messing with Manaroth in the line, to which Duncan tried to assist. And anyway, we can learn more about that in a minute. But effectively ended with Duncan using command on them, forcing them to do something, to talk and reveal some information, which didn't go down very well with this Duragar assassin, as you can imagine. And so they came out, eventually spoke to the party and just said, basically along the lines of, you didn't have to do that. They were annoyed. Didn't have to do that. And you could have just used your words effectively. What happened was that Manny eventually in the building was able to talk to the person they needed to talk to, and talk about getting a license for each of you to get your mercenary license, so that you can move freely around the city, but also so that you can carry weapons and armor and any sort of armaments without being scrutinized by the guards, because obviously slaves are not allowed to do so. You were each brought into the building after Manaroth had spoken to the person that needed to be spoken to, at which point you were approached by guards in the main chamber, in the main hall of this very official looking building, and each of you were led off by one guard each to a small separate room for you each, including yourself. You have been taken here. You've been taken to this small stone room, led into. It's fine. Led into this small stone room. The doors to get into these rooms are like vault doors. They are thick metal doors, and whenever they are opened or closed, you can hear whirring mechanisms inside of them that sound brutal and almost painful to the ear as they lock in 100 different places and seal and unseal themselves. There is not much to note in this room, and there are large columns. To note, there is an almost like an altar. There's no markings on it. It's just a pure, smooth stone altar. The only marking on it that is significant or interesting is a circular imprint on the very top in the middle, which is dropped down about a centimeter. That is the only marking in here. The Duragar that led you here seems to be some sort of security guard for the building itself, rather than for being the town guard. And upon leaving you here, they would say only somebody will be with you in a minute. Would you like something to drink?
I'm not thirsty at the moment.
With that, they would exit, whirring the metallic locks behind them, and you are sealed in this room. At this point, you have about half an hour where you stay in this small stone, almost tomb-esque room, completely alone. Is there anything you would like to do in this time?
After like a minute of being alone, she kind of like starts wandering along the walls and like feeling and like just kind of examining them as she goes, because she doesn't really have much to do. Well, actually, with a circle in the middle, she probably would go and just like kind of take a look at that, just curious.
It's literally just an indent in the stone, a circular drop, recession in the stone. But other than that, there doesn't seem to be anything interesting with it, particularly. At least at first glance.
She'd stick her finger in it.
Nothing helps. It is just a dent in the stone. I mean, you would get the impression very quickly that something is meant to sit there. It's an impression to receive something, but whatever it is.
Okay. After a while, she would start just kind of singing to keep herself occupied.
All right. You're welcome to do whatever you want in this time. If you want to sing, if you want to dance, merriment, eat rations, whatever you want to do. But specifically, you don't want to investigate the room anymore, or do anything that's going to affect this place, particularly try to break out, etc. Very well.
I don't think like that.
As I said,
She
it's a good.
would right now. It would probably if it was like for like an hour, then maybe she would start looking at that.
You would not have enough time for that to be a thing, because as stated, after about half an hour, you hear the mechanical whirring of the doors starting to open again. It takes like a good 10 seconds for them to open properly. I likened it last session to almost like submarine vault, doors that seal. And you see that stepping through the door is a gruff-looking Duragar. It's one that you saw before in the lobby talking to Manaroth. He is wearing full plate armor. It's not beautiful. It is just very practical plate armor. It's clearly well made, but there is no decoration that has been put into it. Very brutalistic. And the Duragar himself looks like an older Duragar. Big beard. Walks in, and you can see he's carrying two things. One, a book under one arm, and in his other hand you see what appears to be a metallic cylinder.
She'll look over, like, and like as he walks in, it's like it's kind of like almost a what she's thinking is kind of like almost a what's it called? One of those like children's songs, but like it's about I kind of have a song in mind for that, but it's about a kid that murdered birds for fun and buried them at a crossroads. That's what he walks in on.
Okay, he would pay very little attention to that. As long as you stop when he enters, if you know what I mean. Like, he would question it only if you were singing and he was in there trying to talk to you. As he walks in, assuming that you stop singing, he will look at you and just say, you didn't want to drink. That is fine. I have to ask you some questions. Question number 1, do you know what this is? He holds up the cylinder.
Do I know what it is?
No.
She'll shake her head.
He steps towards the central wooden altar and places this metal cylinder into the small indent in the rock, and it fits perfectly. With that, he slides the top of it up, and you see it reveals this little central part, in which he pulls out a crystal, a little blue shimmering crystal, and says, once I place this in here, you will not be able to lie inside of this chamber. You can try to resist it, but I would ask that you don't. If you want your mercenary license, it will go a lot smoother. If you just answer my questions, they're very simple. Just answer my questions, and then I'll grant you your license, assuming your answers are satisfactory. Do you understand?
Yeah.
He places the crystal into the small, the center of the cylinder, and it starts to whirl and spin, and it emits a little bit of blue light, and you see as this sort of almost magical aura shimmers and extends over a lot of the stonework in here. Now, effectively, as everybody knows, this counts as a zone of truth. You do still technically get a save. He has asked you not to resist it, but would you like to fail the check, or would you still like to make a save?
I don't think she really, in her head, she doesn't really have anything that she could like to lie about, so she would fail.
Alright, very good. You see he leaves it, watches it for a moment to let it spin up, and it gathers speed until eventually the effect ripples out. He opens up the book, pulls out a quill. Very well, let's begin. State your name.
You may call me Briarheart.
Is that your name?
That's what I go by.
It is not your proper name.
Technically, no.
Why do you not want to give me your proper name?
I'm a Fae. Are you sure you want that kind of ability?
Very well. Understood. What is your origin?
I was born to a human family and taken in by hags.
There's a moment he looks at me. Are there any
She
other
smiles.
names that you use that we should be aware of?
Sometimes I just go by Briar. Sometimes Moxie calls me Rosie, so that might count.
Makes a note. Are there any other names that you can see yourself using whilst in your time in Stoneblood that are not your true name?
None that I can think of.
What is your reason for seeking work in Stoneblood?
I'm going with Taryn.
Who is Taryn to you?
Well, I was originally guiding him through the Feywild earlier, but I decided to stick with them.
Why
Afterwards.
did you decide to stick with them?
To keep my brother safe.
The individual that you know is Taryn. Do you know any other names of theirs?
She pauses thinking for a moment, then shakes her head.
I need you to vocalize your responses. Do you know any other names for them?
That's what he told me to call him.
That was not the question I asked. Do you know any other names for the person that you know to be Taran? That you have identified to
Okay,
you
out
to
of
be
character, I
Taran?
just want to ask the group: Have I heard any other name used for him?
No, any slips were out of character and, joked about. Like, I'm pretty sure in character we kept it for the Feywild pretty clean.
Okay. No.
Hang on, I just want to clarify that because I do agree, but I want to make sure there was no point that anybody referred to Manor as anything other than Taran, and you all agree that any slips were sure. But
I called him Prince.
Fuck me, I don't know.
I'm sorry. What
I
did you
just
say?
want to make sure if you as long as you, I'm not saying we have to be accurate to what happened, but I'm just saying as long as that was your intention.
Yeah, I think that was our
sure.
There might have been some moments where someone was been like, Mater.
Yeah, sure, but that's fine.
And
I think-
Dick was the only one that
Stop
really
repeating
mattered.
that.
I think Radix said that he did
Jesus.
call him by one different name.
No, I think I called him Princess Bob a couple of times.
Again, I'm not including slip-ups. I just wanted to make sure that your intention was always to call them by that name. But it sounds like it was, so that's fine.
Yeah, so should we just be shooting for a moment? No.
He there's a slight moment of glaring at you as you sort of very much, whether it was your intention or not, to him feels like you were sort of being evasive. There's a moment where he looks at you and you can just see him analyzing almost. Before he looks back to the book, are you affiliated with any organizations, guilds, or political factions?
Does the Coven of Hags count?
Yes.
Yep.
What are the names of the hags?
Alright, 1 second. I need to bring up the document I sent you now.
I know the names. You know the names. You just give him the names?
Yeah, but like the other ones can like learn. There's Granny Nightshade, there's Mother Nerium, and there's Mama Nicotina.
What
Also, my
Nicotiana.
so like a lot.
what type of hags are they?
Dusk Hags.
Slight pause there, twitch.
Sigh.
These hags are the ones that you were taken in by in your previous answer.
Yep, they're the ones that raised me.
Do they pose a threat to the city of Stoneblood?
They never mentioned anything about you guys, so no. I don't think
Are they
so.
aware of the city of Stoneblood existing?
I'm not sure what all they're aware of. They might be, they might not be.
What is your combat speciality? Be specific.
Fighting undead. With a crossbow.
You can see he was about to dig for more details, but he will nod at that. If you were given a contract to kill a Duragar, would you take it?
I haven't really been given one. It would depend on the price, but there's... It wouldn't be money for the price for that.
You would take the contract if it paid enough.
Well, what kind of payment are you talking about?
I am not offering you a contract if this is a hypothetical situation.
At the moment, I'm currently occupied with my current job, but
But in
Possibly.
theory, were you offered a contract and the price was right, you would take it.
possibly. Never been offered, so I wouldn't know.
Have you ever killed a Duragar before?
No.
If a contract conflicts with city law, how do you proceed?
Well, what would the city law do? What would the city law be?
We have many city laws. You are expected to make yourself familiar with them.
May I have something to be able to read, to be able to see what the rules are?
Later, yes. Again, this is a hypothetical situation. Would you break city law in order to complete a contract?
Again, if the price was right, but it's not gold, and I know you guys and I know that humanoids tend to really enjoy gold.
If somebody offered you double your pay to betray your employer, what would you do?
It would still be 0. So no.
Your pay does not have to be gold. I personally do not care how you get paid. Your pay, in this instance, refers to however you want to get paid.
As for my current employer,
let me rephrase the question for you. If somebody offered you better payment, or more payment, or something that you consider to be more valuable to betray your current employer, what would you do?
it's hard to find something more valuable. In this case, no. I would not betray them.
You understand that operating as a mercenary in Stoneblood means you are under our authority. Do you accept this?
Yes.
Are you hiding anything that we should know about?
She takes a good moment to think through her head and nothing comes to mind.
Of the things you considered then, which do you think I would not want to know about?
You probably don't want to hear about the orgies that took part in.
What do you think I would want to hear about?
Alright, if I remember correctly, Durgar are into hurting people, right?
Are you asking me or him?
I'm asking. Berhard is asking him.
And you're asking if they're into hurting people? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
A lot are. Not all.
I got some fun tactics for that.
If we investigated
But
your
I'd
past,
need a reason to use it.
what would we find that you do not want us to know?
My real name. My true name.
Is there anything
Although I don't
else?
know how you would be able to find it.
That is our business. Is there anything else that you would not want us to find?
I mean, we all have embarrassing things that we did as a teen, right?
No.
You weren't embarrassed about anything you did?
No.
Not even if you had a crush on someone and you admitted it, but they turned you down and you were just embarrassed about that?
I do not have crushes.
Oh, damn.
If we investigated your past, what would we find that you do not want us to know that has not already been mentioned?
Well, I mean, I don't always, what was it? Perhaps, former contracts that I've had, usually from my parents, about, hunting creatures in the wild.
Your questions so far have been evasive. Is there something that you are trying to hide? Or not?
Well, I didn't mean for them to be
mention?
evasive.
Have you ever worked for Scardeep, directly or indirectly?
Well, if it was indirect, I wouldn't have known about it.
Please answer the questions. Have you ever, directly or indirectly, worked for Scardeep?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
You step into a tavern and see a known rebel, state of Stoneblood. Do you report them?
Well, I'd have to ask my group about it.
You step into a tavern. You are alone. Your group is not in contact with you. You see a known rebel. Do you report them?
What are they known for?
Doesn't matter. Rebels are rebels.
Well, if it says in the rules I would have to when you give me the document for it, then I guess I would have to.
If your employer ordered you to betray an ally, somebody that is close to you, how would you respond?
She leans back against the pillar and her antlers kind of bump against the pillar as she kind of looks up at the ceiling for a second, and she's legitimately thinking. It would truly depend on who it was.
What do you think of our Lord, Gorgon Deepiron?
Well, I don't know him.
What is your opinion without having met him?
I don't know anything about him. I can't really have an opinion on someone I don't know.
Does the name Damara mean anything to you?
Nope.
Does the name Damara mean anything to you?
I said no. Does that... She's looking at him very confused, like she already answered the question.
A job is offered, but the target is innocent. You take it.
Again, going with the assumption that's under the correct payment? Yeah?
If war broke out between Scardeep and Stoneblood, what would you do?
I'm helping out these guys. I don't see what that has to do with this, but I would be with the side that my group sides with.
Would you take a job that benefits Scardeep if the pay was high enough?
Like while I'm still here, or just in general?
In general.
Like, if Prim was right, then I don't see why not.
Why should we trust you?
Well, that's a hard answer for anyone to answer. Well, a question for anyone to answer.
I didn't ask if it was a difficult question. The question is, why should we trust you?
Why should you trust anyone?
I'm not here for philosophy. Why should we trust you?
Why not? As long as I work for these guys, as long as I work for the groups that I'm with, and I see that for this foreseeable future, I am on their side. If they're with you, then they're with you.
What question do you most fear us asking?
I don't have one. This has actually been kind of fun.
Closes the book, reaches, and you see as he takes out the now slightly cracked crystal and puts it into a different pouch. Pulls down the sleeve on the canister. Tucks the book under his arm. Somebody will come for you shortly. Remain here.
Alright.
At that point, he walks out, and another sort of 20 minutes or so passes before somebody returns for you. At this point, it's not the person that did the interviewing, but rather one of the guards in a very similar outfit to the one that led you here. And with this, he opens the door. Follow me.
She'll follow.
You are led back. At the point, you will be led to a small library. As you approach it, you know that when you were all taken off individually, you were all scattered across the building. You all went in vastly different directions. But as you make your way back, you would see Duncan being led into the same library by another guard dressed the same as the one that's leading you. At the point that it comes to find out which license you have been granted, according to the Durga in the armor, Durmok Blackabrand, you have been granted a limited license.
Do I also get given like the one thing I asked about, like for the rules?
Not yet, but presumably at some point. But not yet. But you are led into a small library, and I'm going to change the scene back. Give me 2 seconds. And this is the point where you see, as you're led into this library, the same individual, as he is about to leave, this is the point that he turns to Manny, shakes, Taran's hand, and will say the same thing he said at the end of the last session. Welcome back, Lord. Right. And at that point, we'll turn and leave. And we'll change the scene, and you all have the floor at the moment, as you're all now back in the same room together.
How the fuck does he know?
Greyhawk raises an eyebrow.
You're muted there, Mel.
You're screaming so loud you can't pick him up.
I hate this microphone. It's all my own fault, but I hate this microphone. Manarov will slowly, Manarov will slowly turn around, so I glare at the party as the doors close behind him. Who did it?
What's the name, Gragrow?
I looked to my left. I looked to my
I know
right.
it can't be you, Briarheart. So who did it?
Mox raises a hand.
My eyes fixate on you. It's fucking daggers.
Not Max, no.
What is
I
it,
want-
Mox?
I'd like to lead off and say that it was not me
Oh,
that.
And why'd
that
you raise your hand?
exposed- I do want to point out that from his demeanor after sort of exposing your name there, that it seemed as though he wasn't doing it out of sort of admiration. It was seemingly out of some sort of dutiful respect, possibly crossing his T's and dotting his I's, so to speak. And again, seeing as how you're staring daggers at me, it was not I who said your name in any interview. In fact, I outright refused to answer the question.
He will not. Manarov will stop staring daggers at you. You'll sort of let up of that. Sort of like he was sort of half turned back to the door where Durmok left through. So look at that for now. And he'll say so like, it was a more neutral response than I expected. That is true.
Yeah, but
He
still
turns
somebody.
back to Mox. Just one more thing. You believe that it was not some sort of sadistic attempt to rile me up?
With the 21 insight, Ty, I'm guaranteed that wasn't it, right?
Correct. It was not a threat. It was also not admiration. It was simply a very matter of the fact way of paying respect. Yeah.
No, I do not believe that was the case. It didn't seem threatening or any sort of any way to what's the word? Taunt you, beguile you. You know what I mean? Rile him up, yank your chain or whatever.
So we know that
Before any of you say anything else, there's one thing I want to check first. Cardinal, I hate to ask this of you like this, as if you're just a machine, but could you use your skills to see if there's any magic in the room currently observing us?
Sure, I'll do that. Hold on now. I'll take a while.
while he does that, I'm gonna turn to Manny, and I'm gonna say, "We know it wasn't Briarheart, and we know it wasn't Mox. So who was it?"
Wasn't me, and I hold up one of my hands, and like a little ring that was invisible before begins to appear on my hand. I can still lie under the truth. It wasn't me.
And this is
believe.
the ring of mind shielding. As crazy as this is for how useful it is in these campaigns, is only an uncommon item.
Yeah.
It's also very recognizable, as it has the shape of a brain.
Yeah,
But you're
Yeah.
also able to make it turn invisible.
yeah. It turns
Yeah,
visible,
which
and I chew it off, and Mox can back it up.
Will it take
Yeah.
you 2 minutes slot to
Right.
break?
And then it does.
Which is yeah, it does. Which is why I'm saying that's why he said it turns visible as he holds it up. But I'm saying it specifically from the point of view of because it's an uncommon item and you're all high level, you would all recognize it as to what it is.
Then it'll vanish.
Well, you know,
Yeah,
I
hands
could,
in
It
that.
wasn't me.
I could keep everyone in
good job.
suspense and all this. And, watch Mox squirm a little bit more, which was funny because you raised your hand, and I was kind of half curious if Manoroff was going to kill you outright then and there, but you didn't. So, with that restraint, no, I did.
I take 2 steps away from Market, just like sideways, like
You're joking.
I was getting to that. You ruined my powers of deduction. I knew it was you. And if I don't know
And
if I
how
rolled
did you
low enough,
exactly know it was me? Because
and if anybody would high enough perception, Duncan is lying through his sleeve.
and if it's okay with
Definitely would've got-
Briarheart,
Yes.
I'll like pull Briarheart away from Market too, just like a couple steps, like
it's
Yeah.
a lie, no lie. Anyway, I had a very good reason for doing it, so if you will please await for the Cardinal to first finish up, and then we will see whether or not we actually have the room or not.
George.
so
Rationalize
So we just
betrayal. I could use this, so I'm curious.
So we must stew here for 10 minutes while we cast the spell.
You know, I sat in that room for what, 40 minutes or more? Sorry, just to clarify, was I Briarheart's interview before mine still? Because you did mine last, or was she last now?
Yours would have still been last. Hers was somewhere in the middle. But of course, yeah, you each don't really know where
God's
each
sake.
other went.
No, but I would have known that I would have sat in that room probably for 40 minutes at that point, right?
Yeah, you would have known by the fact that you were led in here shortly after that you were towards the end.
Yeah, it also
I'm-
doesn't take 10 minutes. It just goes off.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Can you actually cast it so it pops up in chat for me and then?
Of course. Oh, of course.
Come on, Stabby. Common courtesy. Gee.
That's
There
1A!
you go. There you go. There's your common courtesy.
May I have my armor back, please?
I don't. Sorry again. Do we in-game? Do in-game know already the licenses?
So specifically what you know in game, yeah, you know which licenses you have provisionally been granted, but it was
they
said
have
that
to
he
still
has
be-
to check with somebody higher up because of new information. So that might be changed,
Okay.
but you know, at
Yes.
least for the moment.
Not yet, Briarheart.
Alright.
If you want something less revealing to wear, you can have my cloak.
Oh, that's sweet, but I actually like. It's been a while since I've worn just this.
I don't think it can be comfortable out here. The sun doesn't shine. Last I smelled, this whole place stinks of industry and phosphorus.
Oh, that's what that smell is.
A deep breath in.
Yeah. Carbon
Work efficiency.
To be clear, Ty, just for our sakes as well, I think the smell in the Underdark in general is already odd because it's Underdark air, which is probably not the freshest. But then also this city just
Depends.
would, well, I mean, for surface dwellers, it probably doesn't smell so great.
No, the thing is, because a lot of the air from in the Underdark comes actually from the plane of elemental air through like diverse portals and energy. So, and that is pretty fresh air, to be honest. Unless it was already filtered through like a couple of caves, the air would actually be pretty fresh.
Yeah, a couple of methane caves.
It's so good that came from Mel.
Okay.
Just
So
so
you
I wanted
fucking,
to-
it's like so you
just
fucking
so
know
you
there's
know.
we have fresh air.
Disrespect my own like that.
Somehow,
We're very
the air
deep
down,
down,
here is
you know, the
fresher
air
than
actually
anywhere
from
else.
upstairs
Yeah.
doesn't really reach down here. You know, there's other ways that we get air down here.
Yeah, although, like, thinking about, like, just in general,
That's kind of
there's-
what I'm asking now.
Even like here, there's probably she like looks around for a moment. I mean, if you want,
What?
if you want to give me your cape.
No, not that again.
Oh. Well, it's your own choice. Look, I don't know how the Fae do in the Fae world, but where I come from, most people want to walk around with modesty.
They don't really care. They don't really care there. But do you think I should be modest?
It's a choice. I think it will go over well with other people down here, though. But you know what? Maybe once this is all over, we'll go shopping and find you something better to wear. It's more your size, and mostly because I like my cape. It billows, and I do like the color red.
It would be a rare
It
sight
was
to
pretty.
see anything that you probably would like. Down here. Either way, Cardinal.
Yes.
So,
Well, over there, that book right there, that book over there, there are some enchantment on them. Mostly, my deduction is for protection. But that little sailing block, right there, divination.
Ah, see? We're not alone.
Really looks
This
up at
be-
the camera. Yeah, certainly. I would go a step further here, Amos, and it seems not to be watched, not divination. You are certainly being listened to.
Yeah. Yeah.
I also
that
then not over if it's a listening thing.
it is.
So not over that we maybe head to the other side of the room then, I guess. So we don't make it easy to, you know. I don't know how big this room is.
It's not huge. There's a few little nooks and crannies where the bookshelves jut out and things like that, but it's reasonable. It's a very small for a library.
Well, we'll go there and we'll speak as quietly as we can. Then I'll kind of join in that corner of the room. Fetch out of my backpack the self-refilling glass of Feywild liquor, you know, the whiskey glass that I got from there, and put it on a shelf, empty spot, so that it can start refilling. Because I figure we're gonna be here for a while, and I might need a drink.
That's right.
Her will kind of like nudge because she knows that that Mox has paper. Like, do you think we like and just like she'll just like make a gesture with her hand, like writing on a piece of paper.
What do you?
We could communicate through writing, I believe is what Rosie's trying to say.
That'll make it sound so much less dramatic, but fine.
Alright. I produce like the 20 parchments of paper I'm carrying.
Oh boy, I'm going to burn through these like there's no tomorrow. Get a quill
We'll try to
and
reduce
start writing.
your
Try
poetic
to
form
get
of
to
speaking
Try to get to the point quicker.
correctly.
If you didn't want to waste, just an idea, if you didn't want to waste the paper, you always all pick a book and then just point to words. It might tell you what to find the right
That's
word.
even more complicated.
Yeah, it would be so bad. It would be so funny.
That's why I
sorry.
suggested writing, because like pointing at the words, it's like, will they even like be like? And besides, we might not all be able to even read the books depending on what language they're in.
Yeah.
You just
And
maybe
it's
try
also
and
the
find
day
the
where we
words
gotta
missing
find out which of the people in the party are nearsighted as fuck. I
What does
need
that
glasses. Shit. But no, he will start writing, and he will open up with. My decision was based on the fact that we were discovered at the opening. We were out in the open, and everyone got a very long, good look at us, and we were already being picked out by others. And let you read that, and then it goes for the next sentence.
Oh my god, one
We-
sentence at a time, Jesus Christ.
What?
That's like keep going. It'll
Everybody
just,
starts-
stretch my nerves as Manrove, it's fine.
Everybody starts writing over each other, just holding them.
No, it's whoever can talk. Like, and by her say, I mean, if you want an alternative, she'll reach in her mouth and casually pull out a tooth. I can talk like with this if you want.
What?
What?
Does that tooth do?
That's a little
What does
strange.
that tooth
Does it
mean?
speak?
Well, I mean, I can speak to you with it.
With the tooth?
Where does
Gotta
the
hold
tooth go?
Brian,
Is that like
explain
a-
yourself. What the hell does this tooth mean? So
Yeah,
we
is it-
understand it. We
it
clearly
like a
don't know what
two-way-
you can tell.
It's a
Can we
little.
all
It's a little
think-
token. It's a little. Well, I mean, it will only be me being able to speak to you. But if it won't make it shorter, it's something that I can do, and it'll grow back.
So can
And-
you give us each a tooth?
I can only do one a day.
Ah.
The other ones won't grow back if I do.
Ooh.
I still
That's
don't
the
quite
business.
understand what
I
this
am
tooth
halfway
allows us to
writing
do.
my second sentence. Yeah, I'm just going
Yeah,
to.
I produced my
this-
own quill.
You
I'll get
eat
next.
I appreciate the idea, but I think I'll just focus on this and we'll talk about more other methods later.
You each hear a message in your head one at a time saying, you can communicate through me.
Yeah, but we would still have to tell you. That it's.
I'm not the one who currently betrayed you. I think that's okay.
I understand, Duncan. There's no need to brag about that.
Thank you. I do appreciate you noticing that.
I did not have any doubt about that either.
Oh, I did. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm gonna create a loot item where it's just Briarheart's tooth. So, so I can send it to someone.
We're gonna come back to that one because what the fuck did that mean?
anyway, continues writing.
Yes.
Based on that, I understood that we were actually going to be in a very precarious position. We were either going to become enslaved by some crime lord, become entrapped by someone, or we were going to be driven in a corner where, at that point, revealing your name would have gotten us not out of hot water, but into more hot water, suspecting that you were a spy or something worse. The sentence goes on for next. Thus, after sitting there for 40 minutes, I decided that it was going to be prudent to try and get the dice in our corner. Based on the questions he asked, and the way he asked also about Stardeep, I came to the realization that the angle that we could best play here is one where you reveal yourself at this point and attempt to make a play it being on their side. They are clearly angry with Stardeep. And they clearly have problems there. You can be that solution. And that is why I decided it was prudent to play this card. And I think so far it is paying off by the reaction he also gave me when I mentioned your name.
How did you turn into like a whatever? That was a strange voice change at the end there.
A news presenter.
It's like that was really weird.
Like, I need to read this bottle.
Yeah, we can do it in a normal voice, man. You don't need to actually. Whatever, it's fine. It's fine.
And yeah, I will say at this point, you are welcome to just talk with each other and
I don't think
know that it's being done.
I just wanted to you talk first so I can then answer to that. You don't need to. Anyways, alright. Is that your message?
That's the whole thing that he writes. Probably on one piece of paper. Has a few spelling issues with Scarlet sometimes. That's about it.
Nobody knows how to spell Duragar.
Misspell.
It's fine.
How do you? It's a complicated name. How do you misspell that?
He writes it a few times with 2 R's.
Scar.
Everybody go ahead and just for my own pleasure, go ahead and type into the Foundry chat how you think your character would spell the word Duragar.
Oh, Jesus. Well, while that happens, Manor sort of, he stares at the paper, he reads it thoroughly, and sort of like replies in whatever manner, just like, I did think you to be more wiser than that. I understand your reasoning, but I would like to reveal my name on my terms, and not without my knowing. We have just arrived here in Stoneblood, and I'm not aware of the full picture of the situation here. And while we have heard hints, I have been interrogated as well, after all, surprisingly. Well, you would as well. I understand also that there seems to be certain things happening here. And before revealing my name, I would have liked to figure these out more in a little bit more detail. But you're also correct that seemingly it has at least not immediately caused all our deaths. So, for now, we'll leave it at that. Just next time, it won't be something like this again.
Very well. Alright, we can continue our conversation out in the open because the rest of this isn't
not quite yet. Amos reaches his hand.
Very comfortable.
Yeah, Amos reaches his hand down towards the page and produces like this little silver light. Just turns into a quill. He rubs it over. It's not a bright silver light, little wisp, and it turns into a quill. And then, rather than write with the point of the quill, he brushes the end of the feather over it, and the words just appear. And they say, assuming that the little listening thing is something to do with the current Duragar and not someone else, we can assume it's not, safe to assume it's not quite them, just to be safe. And now someone else could know your name because he also mentioned your name. And then, as he brushed to the right side of the quill, he brushes the words with the left, and they disappear.
You need to wake.
It's very fast.
Grab my whiskey, take a sip.
I like to write sometimes.
Well, for now, we'll have to wait and see what their response is now that my name is out there. Otherwise, I'd like to say congratulations on at least most of you getting some sort of license.
Oh. Did I get a full one? Oh, great.
We all
I understand, but they still have to be confirmed by Captain Drakkar, as they've told me.
So this could possibly have another thing attached to it.
Yes. They might just, in the end, still deny all of the licenses, depending on how they like it.
A quick question to all of you. Did he ask if you knew someone twice?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
trick question.
Yeah. Do you guys know anything about that?
No.
Never heard of them before in my life.
But the fact they asked it twice.
Doesn't that sort of defeat the purpose? It's like, do you know this person? No. Do you know this person? You just told me, yes.
Right. And the people who do know that person have a spell upon them where the first denial circumvents Zone of Truth, perhaps?
Well, who knows?
There's many things people can do. If I recall correctly, just weeks, maybe? A couple weeks ago? 3 weeks? 3 weeks ago again? Oh,
A little while ago.
a little while ago, there was a situation with some refugees on the road where, when they told Duncan what happened, they died on the spot. So.
Ooh.
Oh, I remember that.
Don't say that was good in such a whispered voice.
It was pretty cool. It was pretty fucked up, honestly. It was really cool, though. I really liked it.
They just died mentioning that?
Yeah.
Yes, they told us about some sort of. I'm actually sadly not in what detail they told us about the situation in Seaton, but I don't know if they mentioned the name Seaton, but some sort of Earth Elementals or Genie or Dao. What are they? Dao, was it?
That's correct.
Dao apparently took over a city further south of Wave Rock, and there are refugees from that. And if they were telling anybody, they would die on the spot, and so that happened to these refugees. So there's a lot of different kinds of magic.
That's a
So
nasty
maybe
bit of
this
magic.
person we've been asked twice about has similar effect on that.
Maybe. I don't know.
There's many strange magics.
Hi, can I make a check, like an Arcana check, to think of like a potential spell or magic that would have some sort of component that would necessarily need someone to say something twice?
Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary.
Well, that's like a summoning ritual,
She's not
technically,
very,
right?
she's not very nice.
Yeah.
Rosie.
That's funny.
Several questions to ask later.
Yeah, sure. Roll me an Arcana check.
Woohoo. Disadvantage.
Yay, rolling.
Oh, no.
15 is very good. Roll me an insight as well.
Hooray, disadvantage. Hey.
Holy shit.
Wait, why do you have disadvantage?
I'm exhausted.
Oh, right.
Speed hard. With Arcana, you can't think of any magical reason. However, with your insight, it's more than likely, just in case somebody was lying, to see if there's any change. They're probably reading your reaction to being asked twice rather than measuring your answer to it, if that makes sense. See if there's any flicker the second time round as like doubt of or anything like that coming to mind is probably the most simplistic way of explaining it. But you can't think of anything from magical means that would, under Zone of Truth or similar, would have any benefit to being asked the question twice. Other than somebody just panicking when being asked the second time.
Sometimes there are times when we remember information on the second come around, sort of like remembering how to operate certain, like a wagon or something, so you almost never forget. However, it does take you a few tries to remember those sorts of information. Perhaps this was a similar thing. They ask you on the first try, and perhaps you buried the information, and then on the second question, obviously you have already had a few seconds to recall, and then they just gauge your reaction some more through simple body language and that sort of thing to see if you, even under Son of Truth, know at least something about this individual.
The only thing I got from that is that you're not riding any wagons anytime soon.
True.
I mean, I wasn't sure you guys even had one.
True.
We don't.
Alright.
I had said so we at least have a horse to pull a wagon, but now going into the Underdark with a wagon was strongly disadvised.
Yes.
Who knows why? I guess we'll never know.
The important thing is that almost everyone got a license.
Didn't everyone get a license? Who didn't get a license?
Well, I definitely got one.
I think I got 2.
Same. I answered quite fairly.
Did Manoroff just chuckle at that one?
No, I was about to say something, and then it's just like, got caught off guard by that.
I would have found it funny if
I'm an amazing test taker, I must admit.
Well, Mox, I'm not sure what you have said to them, but no, you in fact got denied.
What?
And you were the only one who got denied.
What?
Ooh. You know,
What sorts
What
of
did you do?
madness is this?
I'm feeling that
What
second
happened?
what is the tone you took with that interviewer at some point, didn't you?
What tone? I don't have a tone.
You can get quite feisty when you're,
Oh, hell,
eccentric.
he says having a tone.
When you get a little bit, twitchy, mad, or maybe a little bit manic, or you want something really badly, your tone increases, your voice cracks a little bit, and you just operate a little higher than usual. Bit of like you're coming from a point of authority, actually.
No, this is clearly because I refused to answer Manorod's question. Perhaps the only reason you got a license, Hawken, is because you revealed that information.
Maybe.
I didn't reveal any information, and I got a sort of license.
Bribery. That's what that
Rosie,
was.
whose side are you on?
He knew it was going south and had to
Well,
spill the beans.
This might not all matter if this Captain Drakala just denies them all in the end. So,
True. Fucker.
if
Sorry.
he feels like it or has some sort of opinion about
He
me.
could be listening, sorry.
Speaking
The
of,
ones of us that got full licenses, do we get to boss around the ones that have lesser licenses?
No. Please no, I've already been punched by our little brand new Durgar friend outside.
Thormrick? Thordrick?
Whatever he goes
who's
by
his name?
now.
Ashblade at this point.
I'll owe him one for that.
Bless you.
I wasn't technically a
Also,
slave. I
did
was just a
anyone
merchant.
else see
Thorgrim.
him with those slaves that he recently purchased?
With my money.
Wait, he did
Yes.
what?
Yeah, Duncan. If you could, do the thing.
Oh, now
Okay,
you
for a
want me
moment.
to. Now you want me to.
Just
do the thing.
fucking do it. Something snarky, just do it.
Yes.
Could you use your raven that is still outside to just check in on him and see what his situation is at the moment? I would like to know what the hell he's doing out there right now.
Yeah. I could. I will. I just.
He hasn't moved at the moment. Still in the same spot. Watching the entrance of the building that you're in, you can see there's a little bit of annoyance / confusion on his face at the moment. Clearly wondering what is taking you so long. And very little conversation going on between him and the slaves at the moment, who still both look very wary of their new owner.
Are they I don't know, this is Thorgrim Ashblade, holding them by a chain or something, or are they just hanging out?
They are chained up, but they are attached to a metal loop that is on his belt.
Let's see.
He literally has a walking chain on his belt.
Yep.
Oh god.
Did it come with the slaves?
The chain came with the slaves, yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh no, what he connected it to.
Price.
Meta-wise, it's just a metal ring that he's attached to his belt.
No, I mean, how is it attached to the slaves? I think. Is what she
Oh,
means.
sorry, I'm very
Do they have a collar or some?
collar, yeah, to the neck, yeah.
On side note, they do sell stylized collars right next to the slave stalls if you want to
No,
upgrade.
they do not. There is nothing
No,
stylized.
They definitely do not fucking do that.
That's
Durgar
probably
are
more along the
very
lines of
practical.
Drow.
They do not care for decoration.
It would be absolutely a waste of space. I really like something other building could be there.
Yeah, if anything, that's probably a drow that would do that. Let's be real.
Drow, likely, I can see that happening. Yeah.
Pompous bastards.
The slaves are kept clean and presentable, but that is also for practice.
Yeah, you don't want diseases there.
Getting sick. But no, they are just attached to his belt at the moment. Meta-wise, yeah, the chains and the collars and everything else came with the slaves because he massively overpaid. Well, not massively, but he definitely overpaid. Having no idea how to.
Well, someone really made a lot of money, it seems today, you know.
Yeah.
It's not us.
It's okay. A bit more time here, and he'll become very proficient slave trader.
I don't know. Didn't you like give him 3,000 reasons to go out and have fun in this town? I don't know, but
And he just comes back with 2 more slaves every time.
But let's be honest here. Let's not, downplay it. He took it by force.
he did.
He took advantage of the situation. So I owe him one for that one. We're all aware.
One of those slaves is yours. Are you saying that?
No, they're both mine. It's my gold.
If you want to make
I do not
gold back,
tell any of this.
Guys,
If
don't
you
be
wanna
too
make-
funny.
if you want to make some gold back, I could take half of them off your hands later. We can discuss it.
You speak a little bit more into the mic, Radek?
Oh, sorry. I said,
Come closer. You're in the corner of the room. Go on.
I said
Put the other quarter.
if you want to make half that money back, we can discuss it later.
Always. I'm ready for a
Let's
discussion
not
whenever you are.
partake into the slave trade anymore, and we absolutely have to. Please.
But we definitely need to partake
You
in
have no
the magic shop.
Yes, and you have no idea what I want to do.
That's
It's not good.
That's what worries me the most.
I trust you wholeheartedly.
Of course. I'm not the one who betrayed anybody today.
Exactly.
You will have to live with that for quite a long time.
I'm kind of
Oathbreaker over here. Oathbreaker.
That was not a break. You took my
I'm
own.
joking.
Well, I mean, I don't think he ever took an oath not to. Let's be real.
It's a joke.
If I
Right.
would have
If
known
I
you would
broke
have
my
done that,
oath, you would know I had broken my oath. It would be quite violent.
if I would have known you would have done that, honestly, I would have gotten something out of it. Next time, just give me like a heads up. Hey, I'm gonna betray you, Manor. Just you can do it as well. It's fine.
You got out of it.
Let's get permission first, but it's okay.
I don't know. Maybe he would have given me some gold or something, or a follower. Maybe I would have gotten a follower. You just told me.
Did you
that's
try
wrong.
and recruit
Well, I
that
mean-
man for your cult while you were having your interview?
Sadly, I did not. I didn't think of that. Damn it.
Butskin, if you want followers, just buy some. They have that in here. They have them here.
No, that's
I know.
not the same.
That seems like the easy way.
Yeah.
Forced following like that never rounds up well in deities or powers.
You free the slaves, and they're thankful, and they follow you because they've been freed by a god. There you go.
I just take the cardinal over the shoulder. This guy gets.
Yes, get a little
Assume we're
steam
sort of
going.
doing this in hushed tones over here.
Get a little
Like, I don't
steam
want
going.
to want to know that like this person who's listening right now goes like oh yeah, I'm going to free all the slaves.
No. You have one of us
I
buy
mean,
them, and then
Honestly,
you free them.
Manny, meta-wise, they don't give a shit if you free the slaves. Like, as long as you
Oh, just
buy
capture
the
them again.
slave, they don't care what you do with it.
Well, yeah, no, but I feel like that was sort of meant as like all those slaves are also owned by other people.
Oh, yeah,
You
no, yeah, that's no.
you know,
if you're buying them,
Yeah, exactly.
sure, we'll
Yeah.
just catch them again and sell them to you again. Fine.
Exactly. That's business.
That dude's like taking notes, like
how we
sell
do it.
slaves to be freed to sell again.
They'll send someone to follow you and then just instantly catch them.
Exactly. If you come in and go like, I'm gonna free these, then they're like, oh yeah, go right ahead, bro. Like here, just
Like if
Give
you
you a
free the
discount.
slaves, it'll
Fine,
cost
go
you
ahead.
X amount of gold.
I am reminded of GTA 5, where there's a compound where you can deliver random people to join a cult, and I'm just thinking they just sell them back here for slavery,
It's a good business.
Yeah.
Either way,
It's a definite hole in the market.
your conversation is ongoing. At which point, Duncan and Manny, you hear boots, heavy boots, from a corridor somewhere nearby, marching. The reason that you can hear them is because they are marching in perfect unison, almost to the point of like rumbling thunder as they echo down the hallway towards you.
Is
Whoever
that
it
just because of
is,
the structure or because it's a lot of people?
because it's a lot of people. This structure is solid.
Okay.
They are very clearly heavily armored and moving briskly. Manny, you would recognize this instantly as a Duragar war march.
Oh boy.
Heading our way?
Heading your way.
Alright, well.
Well, Manoroff, if you kill me, I'm gonna do it now.
You know, maybe you should have just skipped it immediately to the purple bloom poison blade, you know? Like, maybe you should have just done that instead. I would have preferred that.
Oh no, I'm gonna make you suffer this.
Is there a problem?
We're gonna get some guests.
Good
A
or
lot
bad?
of them. Impossible to tell, but I'll doubt it's gonna be.
You hear the whirring
Good.
of the gears in the mechanical door.
Let me know. I can prepare.
I'll turn around to sort of, you know, so I'm the first one they see standing center.
marching.
I'll.
Comes to an eerie silence as the marching just stops, and there's a moment before that you're all hearing that same marching, that same stomping.
Well, with this many, he's gonna make a spectacle out of it.
It almost sounds like it almost sounds like they're like one person marching. Neat.
The door
Just
was
shows how. Oh,
open. So. In steps a broad-shouldered Durga, clad in very well maintained but very much battle-worn armor. You can see, again, very practical armor with a heavy cloak over it. Beyond that, you can see numerous Durga lining the hallway, all of whom in incredibly well-made armor. You can tell instantly, Manny, these are some sort of elite soldier from Stoneblood, likely straight from the palace, and even with the sound beforehand, you can tell they are well-trained and well-disciplined. A very dangerous thing indeed. But the individual stepping through is the only one stepping through. The only individual. The rest of them stay in the hallway. And as he moves in, you see he pulls the door closed behind him and spins the gauge on this side. You hear the locks sealing once again. The individual here right now commands a presence. You can see a few scars on his face. Clearly, he has seen a lot of combat in his time, and he is a slightly older dude. Clearly a veteran. And all of you with a reasonable insight can see there is no fear as he steps into the room. Not even an ounce of fear or concern as he steps into the room.
Well, most of us are kind of disarmed right now, so.
But looks to all of you, and his eyes rest on you, Manny, with a measured look. Stoneblood does not care for unexpected guests, especially when they walk into the heart of the city as if they own it. We need to talk.
I'll sort of just nod. I'm gonna if you just say
before you-
nod.
What's your
He hasn't
what's your
introduced
passive?
himself. I got this correct, right? He
Not
hasn't
yet.
introduced
What's your
himself.
passive insight, Manny? Just
I wish it was higher. It's just an 11.
go ahead and roll me an active in this situation, please. This is a moment of silence here.
7.
Right.
You rolled
Oh.
privately.
I can't.
I know. Give me a second. There you go. 7.
Give you a second.
If you want, you can
I'm
use the
thinking about
inspiration to
it.
re-roll that.
No. Keep your inspiration. I just feel like there might be potentially like bigger uses like later down the line, but I think this is good to know. I want to know this person's intention to better gauge him, to know how to respond. I will use it. Just roll higher, bro. It's that easy. Just roll higher. It's that easy. I mean, it's higher. Higher than my passive. Too higher, in fact.
Not easy. It's not easy.
I'll give you a little bit here, for sure.
Okay.
Clearly, you can tell there's some sort of test at play here, and the way that you make these first opening moves will very much set the tone going forward.
Ah, fuck.
I hate that.
I kind of thought that anyways. It didn't. That just made me more nervous.
Jesus.
Oh, big guy.
Round.
Oh shit. No, I'm not gonna look at that because he might intimidate me. I'm gonna keep the character sheet in front of his face. Just have to imagine himself.
Send it to him, Ty, his DMs.
No. Okay. I'm. Should I assume he knows who I am and that like the Durmok actually told him? Or does he not know? I cannot possibly 100% know. Though I might have kept it for himself for some unknown reason. So many unknowns. Marov will give him a look up and down first. Does he said he's a veteran. Does he have any sort of insignia, medals, maybe extinguishing?
No medals, but no Duragar would
course.
just randomly wear the medals. He has got some armor on. He is actually not wearing he's obviously not wearing like full war armor. So the armor he's got on is more like everyday use, but is still very much worn. But it does carry the mark of stone blood.
Okay, I was thinking like, of course, medals probably not really a thing, but like maybe like a stripe or something signifying himself as a captain, or
There is nothing to that effect. I will say, and I mentioned this as I described him, just the way that you would have very briefly seen him interacting with the very elite troop outside of the door at the moment. He is very well respected by them. So he is.
yes.
You don't know exactly who, but he's very high up.
All right. This is sort of me giving him a once look over. Marov will say, just for the matter of, so very matter-of-factly, appearing in the middle of the city was not by choice. But even though I've come a long way to deliver what I have to say, I am, as you've met, I assume you know who I am now. So, right myself, sort of,
He doesn't answer at first. There's just this moment where your words hang in the air. You can feel as the longer he just stares at you, unflinching, your words get heavier in the air. And he will eventually... You see as his shoulders almost relax a little bit. Almost like he's intentionally reminded himself to relax his shoulders. And by the way, I should do that because now I've thought about it.
honestly, true.
But he relaxes his shoulders a little, and he just gives a small nod, not actually directed at you, but as he's like turning away from you for a moment, He gives a small nod, just in agreement to what you said. But instead, again, not looking at you, if you've come so far to say something, say it.
Believe that I believe that the things I have to say are for the king's ears only.
Then you believe wrong. If you do not say them here, you will not reach the king.
What has been happening in Stoneblood?
Much. But I need you to answer first.
Well, if you know who I am, then you know that I don't have much love for the current rulers of Scardeep. I almost said Stoneblood. That would have been maybe boring. Scardeep.
That wouldn't.
Yeah, for the current ruler of Scardeep. I come to him with like a proposal and a potential idea and a proposal for alliance. One I've made to others before. I am working on getting what I'm owed back, and I would like Stoneblood to be on my side for that.
There's just in case it was missed, as you say, what I'm owed back. Quite not. It doesn't interrupt you. It's said quiet enough that you can all hear it, but he definitely just under his breath just says, "You're owed nothing."
Ooh, this guy's sad.
Well, I would have not stopped what I was saying for that.
Of course.
Take a
But
note.
the silence once again lingers once you are done. He doesn't say anything else. Instead, you see him walk over to one of the bookshelves and pulls a book from the shelf and will just start reading.
I watch him intently. What book did he pick up? Something specific or something seemingly random?
Was it one of the enchanted books?
Roll me a perception.
Oh.
It's a low check, but
Also, can someone else take notes? I'm stressing over here.
with that,
Stop
just with the tension of the
mid-sentence.
moment, you don't actually catch the title.
Oh, I gotta roll the fucking thing.
You know, he just pulls the book off very casually and opens it before you even sort of realize what he's doing. So the moment his hand's on the back of the book and it's face down, you know, so it all happens quite quick. You just don't catch what the book is that he's reading. Fairly small book that he just seems to be looking at the moment. And he's just reading away.
As you know, as you might know, not only things in Stoneblood have been changing, the world is changing as well. I've been coming with news to Stoneblood's leader, together with my proposal. He sort of stops for a moment again, so clearly there's no answer from that, seemingly. Ultimately, I'm doing this out of more courtesy and to be thorough. In the end, Stoneblood might not be necessary for it. I was just hoping, in a sense, that Stoneblood might stand on my side in this case. In whatever form it might be currently. And perhaps I can be of assistance to whatever is happening. So I'll look away for a moment from him at the sort of door. From a brief glimpse, how many people are outside? Like, well, a lot, but just from brief glimpse, I see like a couple dozen.
Well, the corridors aren't that wide. You would have seen, I would say, 10. But you would easily get the sense there's more than that. As an educated guess with your knowledge of Durga, etc., you would hazard guess there would be 22 soldiers outside that door.
Let's see. I would like to also. Oh. Looked like you were able to say something. I would also like to. I would also like to say that there's things changing at any moment, and time is limited. I assume that it can be for you is as true as it's for you as it for me. There are things we won't need to do. Work to be done.
Every 2 seconds, I need to look.
I sure as I hope if initiative gets rolled, I roll hide it. You know what I'm just saying?
We're not there.
Yeah, and then against the whole city.
I can get out of here, I'm sure, somehow.
You see, he
Half
closes
of us,
the-
maybe.
You see, he closes the book. There's a moment he seems to nod a little bit, almost just sort of. You get the sense he's just taking in the information that he's just read. Before very carefully sliding the book back into position in the exact place it was once.
Curious one thing, was that one of the books that was enchanted?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Now that he slides the book back, as in, now that it's put it back, you can see the spine of the book, and it's actually a Durga parable called "Last Link of the Chain."
Oh, it is.
And it is simply a Durga short story relating to discipline and authority. It's effectively a short story. It's a parable.
One step away from just sort of like a manual. It's like one step away from that.
Not quite. And it's very much the sort of story that you would sort of read to a child to try and instill
I see.
values.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I can see it, yeah.
When you're not reading manuals to your child in Durga society.
Well,
Does the name Tismil mean anything to you?
God, so many fucking new names. We have only arrived. We are not even here for one day. Like, what do they expect us to have known? Tismil, is that... What way is that spelled? Like a tis, T-I-S? Out of character, of course. Jeez.
T-Y-S-M-Y.
Tismil.
Just to really mix things up.
There are way too few. There are way too few vowels in that.
Tismil. I don't...
Ishmael.
No, I do not know this Tismil.
Mm.
I doubt any of my companions do either.
Shame. It's a real shame. Wonderful baker makes a new jam I simply can't get enough of.
What the fuck?
Which one of you came up with Duradick?
Oh, Jesus.
Can I raise my hand?
Harkin is struggling to contain his composure.
Mox,
It was something that was heard in the Feywild.
And I am the one who keeps using it, if you're wondering that.
I've also used it as well.
Alright, guys.
Wow. And you're giving me shit.
But you have to admit it's funny.
Quite.
I find it entertaining.
Is there a follow-up from the dirty question?
Sorry.
Oh, technically, alright.
I like it.
Good.
Very amusing.
Oh, God.
That's all. So, if you ever get a chance, go down to see Tisma. They make a wonderful jam. It's a fruit that grows deeper in the Underdark. Never heard of it myself before, but very, very tart. Sharp. Well worth
And
it.
the name?
I'm staying here any longer.
And the name of that jam?
Bloodthorn. Due to the color and the sharpness. Very good. On a nice dense piece of bread.
Hi, can I? Would I get any hint that he might be speaking in code or something?
Roll me an insight.
I get the feeling he's speaking very plainly in code.
Would Duncan
I know, I just
be
wanted to
like-
make sure.
Duncan, I think you
Would
I
you
think
like
you
to
actually
just
likely
bring
have
up-
a better idea with No, you're not a rogue. What the fuck, man?
Did he lose Thieves' Cant?
Thematically, I am a rogue. Guy.
I
Does
fucking
he
hate-
have Thieves' Cant, even if he's not a
I
rogue?
don't know why it is so ingrained into my head that you're a rogue. Go ahead and roll me an insight, Duncan.
You just look at him and think he's a sussy guy, you know. He's sus.
I don't know.
He
He's
constantly
like-
does rogue things.
Okay.
He does
He
rogue things.
does, but it's so ingrained.
be
You know what I
clear.
mean? I just can't
Just-
separate you from this idea of. I don't know.
just to
yeah,
be
roll me
clear-
an
That's
insight anyway.
what originally.
Thematically, I am a rogue. It's just that
You
playing it the wrong way.
you rack your brains, Duncan, and the same for you, bro. You know, trying to like, is this a code? It's not. No. He's talking about jam.
What
He
the
just
fuck?
really likes this jam.
He's wasting my time, that's what he is.
No, I will actually say, Duncan, with a 20, this
You're
also
setting us
isn't about time wasting either. You get the sense that he is. This isn't about wasting your time. He's not in a rush. That's actually an interesting point. This is seemingly in direct opposition to what Manny said of, we're in a rush. We have to act quickly, blah, blah, blah. It does almost seem
This
to be in
is-
direct opposition to that he is trying to slow the conversation down a little bit. Intentionally. But it seems to be more to do with gauging character and having just a proper conversation rather than just getting down to business.
This is an interview and where he's sussing us out. That's what's happening right now.
A
So many interviews.
little, I would say 50% interview and sussing you out, but also 50% almost rapport building in a weird way.
Just to double
If-
check, did he give us his name when he came in?
No.
I was
Didn't fucking introduce.
I was going if the conversation lulls too much,
Mm.
can I interject then? If I feel like it goes on for 15 seconds or more?
Of course, you want
No.
to, and in fairness, and I will say, and this is something you have all picked up on, whoever this Duragar is that's speaking to Manny has very obviously intentionally let Manny speak and then just left silence
Yeah,
for somebody to
he's letting it lull.
very much intentionally. Yeah.
Well, in response to the whole jam thing, still, Manor will say that, well, if there somehow is time found, I will consider it. I did not have anything Durga made in quite some years.
Right.
Rob Knox.
Right. Well, so, this is awkward. Hello, my name is Mox. This is my sister Rosie, and
Yes.
the rest of the individuals in this room are all company to this individual Durga here, and we don't mean any harm to Stone Blood. We are simply, as far as I'm aware, on a sort of, what would be the correct word for this?
Yes, what would it be? Oh, Mox.
Well, I don't want to speak out of turn for him as a gesture over to Manaroth, as I have my own reasons for being here. But what I do know is that we didn't come here to what it seems like the many of questions we've been asking the past few hours to cause some sort of mass disruption to this city. And from what my leader here seemed to have implied to his questions is that he seems to forge an alliance between his campaign and Stoneblood. If that is not something you wish to happen, it's understandable. Perhaps we can just be on our merry way. And I just shrug.
We have already crossed a point of no return.
I'd like to just probably already inside, I guess. I just want to know like how he reacted to Mox speaking up. There was any sort of traditional Durga reaction to that.
How he responded.
Yeah, how he sort of reacted, like with his facial expression or something like that.
He didn't
Because I'm
react.
technically a slave, yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, for
Funnily
example,
enough,
it's kind of
he
what I'm
didn't
getting at.
react at all, really.
Do you look at him?
Briefly, yeah, when he spoke. The reaction is very atypical for Durga, I would say.
Yes.
Like,
You like whiskey, sir? Like leave it open to him to answer with his name.
like Durga whiskey.
Can't say I've ever tried the brand myself, as Harkin just walks forward to sit at one of the tables, although it's probably a little bit not his size, but hey, as he puts down his refilling whiskey glass and then gently pushes it towards him, but perhaps whiskey from my homeland can also be of your flavor.
He does not join you or continue that any further as you sit down. Instead, he simply turns and in a reasonably soft tone still. For a Durgar, still quite a deep sort of rumbling voice. A surprisingly soft tone for everything that he said. Very calm, very measured, very stoic. He simply looks more. Well, I think this would be directly to you now, Manny. One does not simply walk into Stoneblood.
Technically
I
accurate.
take a big
That's not what
sip
we
of
did.
my whiskey for that.
You entered.
Technically, we teleported in. We didn't walk in.
You entered my city. Right into the heart of it. And that simply won't do. There are lots of things going on in Stoneblood at the moment. Things that are troubling. You turning up here at this exact moment in time. Well, been around long enough that I cannot believe this is a coincidence.
I squint.
Stole the word out of my mouth. Squint.
I have
Fate?
one. I have
What
one.
has?
Sorry to interrupt. So I have just one quick question. If I cast with subtle a spell right now,
Yeah.
would that go undetected?
Presumably, yeah.
Subtle spell. It's the purpose
Okay.
of it.
So the moment he
Depends
says,
on the spell, I guess, right?
yeah, because the moment he says there are loads of things going on in the town, I wanna detect thoughts subtly with my last 2 sorcery. I think it's 2 sorcery points to do that, right?
Please don't search.
I do need you to roll me a search.
Oh, God.
Where are those new cards? We need those new cards.
Yeah, we do for sure.
Release
I'm
the
still working
150.
on them. I'm working on them. I've got a lot going on. I'm
Oh.
sorry.
Cool. Subtle
oh.
spell is one.
Oh, okay.
Roll me
okay,
one more.
Okay, we're good.
No, he has
Yeah.
arcane influence. He needs to roll
Roll
one.
twice.
Oh no!
Okay, we're good. Now we're good.
Oh.
So subtle spell is
okay.
2 sorcery point. I still have 1. It's 1 sorcery point only, so I still have 1. Yay.
Subtle spell detect thoughts followed by mind wipe.
You stare at this Durgar. One sorcery point for subtle.
Yeah.
He has a
It's a-
sorcerer. He has a sorcerer as well.
And a roll.
Not sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you stare at this Durgar, but you read nothing. He isn't thinking
Like-
a damn thing.
He's got one of those rings.
Don't think, just do.
Roll me an Arcana, Duncan.
Yep.
Ring of mind shielding. Here we come.
Dun, dun, dun.
That's very good. Not a ring of mind shielding. With how nothing there is, you actually get the sense that he is under the effects of mind blank.
Yeah, mind blank. That's the other thing that can stop it.
Funny.
Level 8.
Wow,
oh my
they
gosh.
seriously fucking prepped him before he walked into the fucking room.
Smart man.
If we touch him, does he explode?
No comment on that. But he is a high level official in this town, so he's
I wish how the parties would like prepare like this, sometimes including us. I wish people prepare
Well,
better for some
Why aren't you preparing like this, huh?
I mean, because it's an 8th level spell.
That's an 8th level spell.
So, sorry to do this to you guys, but I did
No,
cast
it's-
the spell and I don't want to waste it. So, As an action, some point in the future, I am gonna shift it through each one of you. Because it's a
Yes.
whole minute.
Oh my god, this guy.
just
as a
let-
reminder,
just let us know
Amos
when-
has got a ring of mind shielding on, so you wouldn't know get anything from
Okay.
Amos.
Okay, so the rest of you guys get about 15 seconds each. Whenever you feel comfortable, just tell me what's going on through your mind.
But we
Then
can
one way to
resist
play.
it, right? Like, we have a safe
No,
to
surface
make.
thoughts.
No.
Surface thoughts are
Oh,
unresistable.
no surface thoughts? Oh,
The surface thoughts you just get, he can then dive deeper, and that's the point where you can resist. But just for service thoughts, no.
I think Stream will probably agree it's a full spell slot and a sorcery point. We gotta get something out of it. It's a waste if not.
I like that. Great work, Duncan.
Congrats.
Might as well. I'm already here, you know? Beep, 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 beep. Through all of it.
Okay, we'll get to that in a. We'll get.
Whenever you guys want.
Hashtag Team
Okay.
Duncan. There we go.
Next session, maybe, if we remember it.
He will. Completely derailed me. He looks to the group. There is too much going on for me to believe. It is simply chance that you're here now. Would be too coincidental.
What has been
I
happening
am-
here at Stoneblood?
Not yet. I am glad, at the very least, that you come here with enough sensibility that you do not lie to me. You're here to reclaim Scardeep, yes? What you said.
Yes.
Why?
Because it belonged to me once.
Why do you think it belongs to you?
Because I was the one who brought the previous king before Gorestorm down to his heels, to his knees. That failure of a king. And for that I was going to restore Scardeep to what it once was.
That failure of a king, as weak as he may have been, still managed to hold the position longer than you did.
That is true.
So you are
That will not
fueled-
happen again when I return to it.
So you are fueled by ego.
A determination and a purpose that I believe to be now much more important. Things have changed over the last decades. It might have started off as just simply ego, as you said, but no, there's a grander purpose in my beliefs now. It's something I would like to share only with deep iron.
Give me the short version. What is so important that you would wage war, slaughter thousands of Duragar to reclaim a seat.
I believe the things that I've learned over these decades. That if I take control of Scardeep, I can lead the Durga, which hopefully at that time will include Stoneblood as well. To a new age, this age that is coming, if we want it or not, and that will, just like how we in the past will survive it. I do not believe Gorestorm can do this, and I do not believe that any Durga settlement on their own can do this.
What makes you think that Gorestorm is not up to the task? He's already bested you once.
Yes. But because of that as well, I know Gorestorm very well. I fought at his side. He is as my side for that entire uprising. And I've known him for a long time before that. And I know well that he is not prepared for this. That he cannot do it. He has not went through the same things that I have.
Would you say that Gorestorm is an idiot? A fool?
I think I would use much more crass words. Before that, we would likely be here for a much longer time than is necessary. I would say much more than just he's a fool.
Were I sat opposite Gorestorm in this moment, what would he tell me of you? What would his opinion of you be?
That man has to pause for a moment. See, dredges up memories that he likely would not like to have at this very moment. I believe, to make it simple, from what I remember, he last has told me to his face that I'm a gullible fool. That I'm someone that apparently, even for a Durga, trusts too easily. He has clearly exploited in me.
Which one of these humanoids are you closest with?
So, I
BFF.
I don't want to sass him, you know. So I have
Yes,
to
man.
think my words wisely. I don't want to make like duh, you know. I don't want to because to Manrolf, I feel like it's almost too obvious now, since there's only two left, him and me. You know, with the raven mark on their face.
Yeah.
It's like the only thing is like.
And I would say even with your insights, which, no offense, obviously not great, but he's taking a good look at the entire group here. You can tell straight away he's fairly perceptive.
Hold on. I just want to get at least that right. We said what's Alvaro? Yeah, Alvaro was it. Will be Alvaro. He has stood at my side for decades now. We've worked together for a long while.
Oh, by the way, I don't know if it matters or not, but my hood is down, and I forgot to take off my crown, so it's kind of visible at some point.
What the fuck?
Well, I mean, it's not the crown isn't a weapon, is it?
No, it's
Or
not.
armor.
It's feel like less Duncan forgot. It's more like,
It's a very
Randy
loud
forgot.
statement.
Yeah.
It's a very loud statement. That's what it
I
is.
also feel like
just to be
Duncan
clear,
could wear
I
that
don't-
like as a statement to these guys too.
I did say a while ago I'm not taking it off anymore at all, so I'm sticking to that. But at the same time, I don't think it's like extremely pompous or anything. So maybe they don't know.
Duncan Alvaro.
It looks like a band on my head, basically.
Oh, he actually says his first name too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh damn. does scare me a little.
Duncan Alvar.
Oh, sorry. When he says that, I do turn to face the guy.
Hmm.
Yes.
What do you know of Gorestorm?
Meta speaking, Manarot, would you have told me much during jail time?
I mean, as much as you can expect that I hate his guts and that he is a traitorous scumbag, and I think most of it would be, well, probably angry, but this would be sort of things I said at the very start when we potentially met, where this wound was sort of fresher, right?
Mhm.
Um,
So Duncan could assume that you probably want him dead, as far as he knows, right?
Yes, definitely.
Right.
Also, that I think later down, maybe if you asked him again at some point
Sorry,
during all.
not to interject, but I did Mox did ask Manaroth about this on the way down, right? Remember we were coming down and I asked you specifics about this, and we were all there,
Yeah.
and you went on for
No,
a while
I
about
was-
Stardeep
So
and
what I'm
the whole situation.
talking about. So what I'm trying to gather is how much information would I know about it, given that we spent like 6 years in prison or something like that.
Yeah, that's all.
I would have told you, I think, similar things I just told this minute as well, that Gorstam and I worked sort of together on this uprising of the previous king. And, he was, why he was not best friend, obviously, or anything like that. I don't think that's really something in Durgal vocabulary. But he was just someone, like a colleague that I did definitely trust with things. And that just despite the work we have achieved together, he just simply took it all away from me.
So Duncan would assume that he was your friend in the past, and
Okay, well, that's not the word I would have used, but you can assume that, yes.
Yeah. So those are all true things, because that's what I'm trying to. Yeah. Okay. So my response in that case would be something along the lines of, let's see. Well, I know that he used to be Manaroth's partner, friend, and a backstabbing son of a bitch who needs to die. That's pretty much all I need to know.
Why, Duncan, would Manaroth Cragbrow make a better king to Scardeep than Gorestorm?
Another quick question. I did know how you ruled, right? You probably
Yeah,
told
for
me.
like 2 minutes.
Okay.
I didn't get to rule. That was the whole point. I sat down and this dude fucking kicked me out, put me into prison. I didn't really get to rule.
Mhm.
I didn't get to that part.
Doesn't Duncan also know of Gorstom's wife's infidelity with
What?
Waverock?
Is that really
Lord.
something
Oh,
to
yeah.
bring up right now?
Oh, jeez, guys, no, we don't. Oh no. Oh
But the-
Jesus. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, that is a thing. I'm not
Wait,
sure
but
if you
the
mentioned it
question-
right now.
The question the question is in reference to why do you think he should rule?
Yeah.
More, why is he better than Gorstorm? That's the question.
Yeah.
Because he won't have a wife that'll cuck him.
Oh.
Yeah, so
Does it really matter? Why I would
It
believe
does. It does matter.
that? Let's just say the things we've been through, will make him a better king than most.
I bear a heavy weight on my shoulders currently. Right now, there are only 2 people in this city that know 2 facts. Fact number 1, that you actually are Manor of Ragnarok. Fact number 2, that you have returned. Implied intention to slaughter Gorstorm. The other individual that knows is loyal to me. So were you to disappear right here, Manoroth, your tale would end and nobody would be any the wiser. The problems that this city is currently facing, the problems that the Underdark is currently facing, due to political strife between our two great cities, would not get any more convoluted than it already is. All I need to do is click my fingers. I have no doubt you're strong and you would take down numerous of my men. But we would win. No doubt of that. I don't like politics much. Never have. Would rather we could just settle all this with a well-placed fistfight. And either way, I've got a fresh shipment of jam at home that will help me forget all my troubles this evening. So tell me, why should I let you live right now? And don't give me any bullshit about being a better king, because kings are all shit. They're all self-obsessed, narcissistic, egotistical maniacs that just want power for the sake of power, and I don't believe you're any different. So why should I not just snap my fingers right now?
Because I believe if I am not to kill Gorstorm, that his ambitions will soon make it so you cannot enjoy your jam anymore. He's thinking.
He loves his jam.
The jam of the argument.
Save the jam.
Do me a favor, Manny. Lean forward and say it again.
Now you make me nervous. Am I leaning forward into fist range? Is this what's happening right now? Like
You're leaning forward into mic range.
Yes, because I believe that if I am not to kill Gorstorm, that his ambitions will lead to you not being able to enjoy your jam anymore. Permanently.
That's what we're in the session for today.
Yo.
Jam.
On jam, we end the session on jam.
Now I keep looking up
Permanently.
at the listening block above us, and I really hope they're the ones that own that block,
Man.
and not someone else.
Do we get a convincing argument too? Because I just feel like we're kind of in the snap too, and just like
You
he
are
snaps his
also in
finger.
the
It just, yeah. So can I make an argument? Like fuck me.
I mean, 100%. You
Like
can
next
tell
time
this-
maybe, but
This
that was-
conversation is certainly not over. It's enough, at least for the moment. He's hearing you out, and he's clearly doing so for a reason. But It is what he is saying is also
I mean,
you only make a
this guy-
complicated situation more complicated.
This guy doesn't seem like he's like out there. I feel like he's really grounded.
I would say, especially with your insight, Mox, this guy you can tell this guy is extremely wise.
Yeah.
I'd say that. And so he's got many years on him. He is an older Duragar, and you get the sense for sure that he is certainly a wise individual that is trying to learn at least a decent amount before he comes to any decision himself.
Well, if I could be a bit inquisitive, I also don't think that, like, I think he's looking for the reason to not snap his fingers for two parts. One, because he wants to get back to that gem, and two, he's wise enough to understand that it's probably not a good idea to kill, like, half his men. Which we would certainly do.
I think there's something else to that, honestly. If he wanted to snap his fingers, he would have done it already and then bother with this conversation. There's something he won. Well,
I mean, maybe. Yeah, maybe. All right, guys. Thank you very much. Duncan.
Yes.
Kick us off with a star and a wish, please.
Ooh. Tricky.
bit more into the mic, buddy.
I don't know what's wrong with the mic. So, I'll give the star. I'll give it to Manoroth. Just
Okay.
because the rope was. And as a wish, I don't know. I just want to see where this goes. Are we fighting this guy or not?
I mean, all of you as experienced adventurers and have all been in a few combats, there's no hesitation when he says they'll win. If you were to get into combat at this point, obviously you could win, but it would be a fucking difficult fight.
Well,
It'd be a waste.
we have been
honestly.
through a lot of difficult fights. This would be just another
You have. You would also
very
then be in
near-death
the middle of the
experience that
city.
I have been gone through.
Would be very
Be in the middle
difficult.
of the city. Yeah.
I would prefer to do it after we all armed and armored up.
Well, I think this library, the
Yeesh.
only entrance is that hatch, right?
Yeah, we
I
could
just gotta
probably
hold the
walk-
door until you guys are armed,
Yeah. Then have
This
like
place
those
has no fire
juggernaut
regulation.
moments, you mean? Walk out.
Yeesh. Yeah.
This place has no fire safety here.
Yeah, there. All right. Thank you, Duncan. Brightheart, star on a wish, please.
I'm gonna give a star to the Cardinal because we've been having like a back and forth conversation like in DMs, and it's been fun.
Like,
'Cause he's the
are
one
you
holding the
whispering
tooth right
in the
now.
back there? Are you whispering in the back there?
He's the one holding the tooth. We've been talking telepathically.
Oh, yeah. See, like that's not. I didn't quite get that. That's what the tooth does. I was very
Well,
confused
she
about
put
that.
it in chat.
Yeah.
But I don't.
Manny is
Same.
in a very tense
Watch
situation,
it.
and I think partially trying to take notes as well. So I understand.
I did. Thankfully, someone
This
else
was
took over.
this was before this guy walked in. To be fair,
Yeah. No. What chat?
Fair.
in yeah, if you scroll up a little
Eerie
bit, it's in there.
token. There it is, yeah.
Yeah, the Eerie token.
It's a little bit up.
Oh!
A little bit up.
Yeah, it's
No,
right
I
there.
did not fucking see that.
That's all right. What's your wish, Brightheart?
And my wish is to get out of here alive.
Good wish. Good
Survive.
Wish. Good wish.
Got it.
You
Most
made
common
me
wish.
feel about how people often wish for this in these games for some reason. This is the most wished thing.
To survive is the most wished wish by a long way.
Yeah.
Amos.
I'd make a
star on
T-shirt out of that somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I wish to survive.
I wish to survive.
they're right deep. You can play that off as some sort of wisdom, and not like just reveal that you're a D&D nerd. Like, oh yeah, no,
You can wear that in other places, indeed, outside of D&D.
Amos, Stone of Wish.
My star goes to Duncan for 2 occasions. The first one for, by the way, guys, just give me a little, tell me what you're thinking in this moment. You've got 15 seconds. Go switch into detect magic between everyone.
Which is a very good point. Which is to say that we actually haven't seen the consequences of that. I would ask as your homework before next session is to give just a brief description, but a satisfying description of what you are thinking about as this exchange is going on. Just the surface level thoughts, remember. So that we can kick off next session and we will get that information to Duncan for next session.
And anyone who doesn't do it rolls with the disadvantage on the next magical search.
No, of course not. You just get 1 level of exhaustion.
Oh fuck!
No,
Oh, God.
the worst.
No, I can't.
Well, I mean,
Anymore.
wait, in this case, it's everyone but Stabby, because Stabby's mind can't be read.
True.
This guy cheats
Yeah.
himself on the homework
Stabby.
again. My dog ate it.
It makes sense for a wizard.
Yep,
But I already told
Um,
Duncan mine. Haha.
Get out of my head.
And what's your wish, Amos?
Sorry, a wee second one as well. Whenever he described him, whenever the Durga guy mentioned his name, he spun around and looked at him, and then was like, "Oh, by the way, I'm wearing my crown." It's right there. That was pretty good. Then didn't even realize. I didn't think he was wearing his crown, but it's good to know that he's wearing it. Yeah, that was pretty funny.
He
My
wears it
wish.
so casually,
Yeah,
just
so
forget
casually.
sometimes.
By the way, I'm wearing my crown.
I need to remember that as well.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't think it would have changed anything thus
Yeah.
far, but
Let's be honest. Between him wearing the crown, Manor spikes, my fucking crown skull helmet, we're all accessorized.
Well,
Sorry.
One thing to mention is I assume I probably either would have he can make it vanish or something. Is that a thing he can do, or can he sort of conjure the crown, or is it actually just simply physical and he has to wear it or not and just stow it away somewhere?
yeah, physical.
Yeah, because I assume he was not wearing it outside. We all got disarmed and disarmored,
That's
or unarmored. So we would have taken down the crown at some point, and he apparently, while we were not looking, put it back on.
Well,
actually, sorry.
I never.
I'm gonna contradict myself here. Strictly speaking, they wouldn't have made him remove the crown.
Okay, then where is it?
Simply because whilst they were stringent about you disarming and disarming the slaves. They were also trying to do so in a way that was as non-provocative as possible.
They didn't
And
want to
so-
start a fight.
Wearing a crown, it doesn't give him any, well, as far as they're aware, and it's reasonably plain, doesn't give him any crazy advantages. So they would have probably, whilst they may have questioned it to themselves, they would have probably just let it slide, honestly.
Very well.
Just to not cause any troubles. Amos, what's your wish?
My wish. I really wanted to tell you guys my week this week.
You want what,
One
sorry?
week I was gonna
this
tell you.
guy.
Oh,
Tell
your
you
week?
guys about my week. I
I'm
actually did
sorry.
stuff. That's fine. You'll never know.
Yeesh.
Damn it.
The
No,
one
I bought a
time.
fish tank. Fuck.
Hell yeah, dude!
Nice.
Yeah, bro. I'm gonna aqua skip my first fish tank. It's gonna be
Hell yes.
cool. Live plants and everything. It's
Gotta
gonna be
show
great.
pictures, bro.
Sweet.
How many
100%.
fish are you planning on having?
I'm gonna have a few little neon tetras. I'm gonna have some of you would call it a beta fish, but it's
I have
like
no idea
it's
what
a
any of these
Siamese,
fucking
yeah,
fucking
Siamese
things.
fighter where I'm from.
It's cool.
Siamese fighter fish. I've had them before.
I was gonna say, I don't
I
think
was
I would
out-
call it that.
Yeah, well, yeah,
Just get some.
Those
Those are
just
like
get
the
some,
big fantail fish, right?
yeah.
Just get some fish with some personality, so you can talk to them when you're on. Well, anyway.
Yeah,
He already talks to
the dude.
himself in the mirror
Yeah,
enough. He
yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
need fish for that.
All
This
right.
guy gets it. Yeah, that's it.
All right.
I mean, like, they'll give themselves their own personality when it's on that anyways.
I'm very excited.
Savage, do you have a wish that is regarding the game that I put many hours?
Oh yeah,
into?
100%, 100%. I wish that you put many more in. This is fantastic, and I am quite addicted currently. This is very fun, very much fun.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, maybe a little long rest because I'm missing my big whammy of a spell. You know.
Yeah, the
That was
you
also my
used
fault.
today? The
Yeah.
you fucking used?
Yeah, the only spell I'm missing is my big whammy. I need that one.
Spell book, and he's like, "Oh well, if I use this one, it will fuck him over later."
Yeah.
The way I
Yeah,
like
we could
it.
get rid of here if I had it, but I don't have it, so we can't.
That I actually think that is just a fundamental principle of how I deal with combat. Is my principle of combat has always been hit them hard and fast. Because of
Yeah.
because of action economy, if you can use your biggest shit first, take out as many as possible, and it's like a spiral, right? That's how I always think about combat.
That's true, but for me,
Yeah,
combat is very
chose the
dangerous.
boss.
It's very dangerous combat. When your combat specifically, I feel is very dangerous. So I like to keep my teleport optional, so I can.
I probably shouldn't
Get
have
out
told you,
if I
because it works both ways as well. But anyway,
yeah.
Also, Ty likes to occasionally have like people join the fight later. You know, occasionally, like
Yeah.
suddenly more groups come out of that cave. You know, and like,
Yeah.
oh look, now there's the boss, and then we all die because we
I
don't
know-
have
yeah.
anything anymore.
I hold my big stuff.
It would have been real funny if you had
It
your
makes
like
sense.
fucking cathedral spell and you used it in here, so we could just go in there. And you came into the room like, "What the fuck?
Yeah,
No, you come into our room if you want to."
We make the rules in here.
And we need to know your name before you can come in.
Just a power play. Just have him walk in on Manaroff sitting on a throne.
I
Are we
think
able?
there
Wait,
is-
for that place, are you able to like make like a little like second room where it's like you have to have permission to pass that?
No. Once you're inside, they can pretty much go anywhere.
Okay,
It's like a one-time.
because that'd be funny where it's like, yeah, you're allowed in here with this like little desk and chair, nowhere
I
else.
mean, can you just like
I could
sort
just
of
make it, like-
mundanely lock it?
Yeah,
regularly?
probably. Yeah, I could
Not
probably
magically,
do that.
just like
I could probably do both, I guess. If you
Put him
do
in a
that.
pool, take out the ladder.
Yeah, I could probably just walk through a door and then just get rid of the door.
sense this man.
Manor off.
Dude,
Star on a
they
wish.
have the Sims 2 Legacy Collection. Oh my god.
Geez, great session. Even if just like we really packed some stuff into this 2 hours or so. These 2 hours, 2.5. Goddamn. I don't know who I should give my start to. I think we all did something, and I think we all did pretty great. I really enjoyed Briarheart's interview. I really liked it last session. I really wish you would have been there for the last interviews. Like that session was hilarious. Like everyone had their singing interviews. That was really good. I hope you watched the one at some point. I really recommend that.
I probably have to.
Yeah. The interviews were all pretty good, I think. So it was really enjoyable having you interviewed as well. So
You can just skip mine, it's fine.
Definitely watch this because he's the
No,
only one
definitely
who
watch
watches
it. Yeah.
yeah, this
Well,
man
I mean,
didn't get a
there's at least-
fucking license.
I mean, there's at least
Whoops.
Mox and Harkins because Harkin was the one that betrayed him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he fucking did.
Well,
Son of a bitch.
they're all worth
Fucking
watching.
out.
Duncan, I would say, is worth watching because he's the only one that got a full license. You know what I mean? So, like,
Yeah.
I think everybody is.
No, Harkin got a full one too.
Full
Yeah.
license.
Barely, but he
Oh,
did.
there's-
If he snitched to get it,
Who got a full license as well, sir?
I got a full
Harkin,
license.
Harkin and
Yeah,
Duncan.
you gave
Harkin
him
and
a full
Duncan.
license too, you said.
Oh, you were on the fence, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I sold him out.
You
So
were
I
on
got
the
it.
fence.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
fucking
He
got
gave
the
it
full
the name.
license for selling
That's
me
the only
out.
It's
reason
like-
you.
It's a funny coincidence that the sorry, go ahead.
No, it's right. Carry on. I was just...
shit, this is going bad. His name's Manaroff Quagmire.
It's a funny coincidence that the two that were given full licenses were the two that Manny said were the mercenaries.
Oh, that's true, actually. That's funny. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Anyway.
Cardinal got a limited, and you got a limited as well. Then Moxie only one got fucking denied.
Fuck.
Yeah, I cannot stress
Because
that
he's a nerd.
Harkin, yours really came down to whether he was in a good mood or not. You know what I mean? Like, if he'd had a just slightly worse day, you would have been a no.
What did you roll for his? Like how he got out of bed, his breakfast. Did they have a favorite breakfast?
He came from what's the name from Tismills? You know, he just came from Tismills and then he stumbled slightly. His bread falls down to the floor, jammed down. You know, and I was like,
that's a no.
All right, everyone fails today.
Limited, yeah. Which is
Wait, is this the guy that interviewed us, or is it someone else?
Oh no,
the guy that
actually.
It's a different dude.
That. Yeah, that's true. But I mean, apparently Tismu is very popular. Maybe the other guy.
Sorry, the guy you're talking to at the moment is not the
short story.
Yeah.
It's like a sad short story called My Bread and Jam Fell, and it's about a Durgar who went to get bread and jam, and then it fell. And it was sad.
Oh my god.
So I'm going to double back again. I'm sorry, Manny. So who's your star on a wish for?
I don't want to give this session a star. I'll think the other one of this was for we did. I'm sorry. I just think that for just this actually like shorter session, we really role played our heart out here. I think we did fucking great, guys. This was really enjoyable. It was a really good one.
You have a
so
wish.
very
Welcome to you've done this way of I give the session or everyone a star several times in a row.
Well, maybe stop being so good then. Maybe make it. Maybe just one guy should be so good so I can easily give them a star. Or you all should suck more.
Yeah, but then usually you say I don't want to be like everyone else and give the star to them.
Manny, give me a wish then. Come on, give me a wish.
All right. I hope that I can convince this man. I hope I said some things that at least put some gears in motions, and that this, if not at least not ends on a bad note. I'm fine if it's neutral. It wasn't my goal, but at least not on a bad end. I don't want to start a fight with these guys. I don't think they deserve it. Though again, my second sort of smaller wish is I really want to know what the fuck happened. And by the way, we still don't know how much time has passed. That was something we wanted to figure out still. We don't know how much time has passed since we entered the
snap,
Feywild.
That's right, we don't know.
We don't know how much time has
We
passed.
entered the Underdark on.
I'm going to keep that to myself for the moment.
No, because
star on a wish.
Right. Sorry, my star. I'm gonna get to Duncan.
Yep.
Because as much as we questioned Manaroth today, I feel like Duncan also got hit with some pretty heavy questions, and he gave very Duncan responses. Like in my head, I was like, he could have said this, he could say this, he could say this. Just make something up. You're not under stone of truth. But it's like, who cares? Doesn't matter. And I'm just like, whoa, that's some very matter of facty Duncan answer.
What do you mean you're not on the zone of truth for Duncan? Are you talking about his interview, or are you talking?
No. Just now.
Yeah, like he directed a couple of questions.
What his thought of like Gorestorm and stuff were?
He's like, why should Manaroth be king instead? And he's just like,
why would Manaroth
because he should
be a
be
better king than Gorestorm?
Yeah.
It's not an easy question to answer, especially considering, considering that Duncan's only opinion is likely coming from what Manny has said about Gorestorm. It also, anyway,
right. It's a reflection. It's a 2-ounce reflection, right? Because he's gauging what Manaroth has told Duncan about Gorestorm and how Manaroth has presented. Yeah, and it's like then. As well as the perception of Duncan it's crazy how complex that can be. But anyway, as for my wish, and I have, it's very great. And for my wish, I have kind of a two-parter. I want to figure out what Damara is all about, and I wonder if that has something to do with like what's going on. Like Damara twice. Like it's a coincidence you're here with Damara too. Like can't be coincidence. Like oh man. It's long lost marriage that was about to be set up for Manaroth. I don't know. And my slightly less important wish is, can I get an appeal on this test result? I want an appeal.
Recount. Take it.
Can we do a recount? Is there an extra credit? Can I get extra credit somehow? Anyway.
Technically, there
You
is
should
going
have
to
just
be an
said you're like a
appeal.
spellcaster and can heal. You know, that probably would have given you so many points. You said, like, I'm a researcher.
I don't like to present myself as a healer.
Jeez, dude.
I mean, in theory, you're all aware at this point that somebody is able to overrule all of your licensing so far. The person that you're talking to currently, if that wasn't very clear.
No, I
Yeah.
understand, but I want to go back to the test bit. It's important to me.
And you already spoke to him a greater deal, Box, and I'm pretty sure he was not impressed by your ramblings.
But he wasn't going to be impressed no matter what we did. We just have to do something. We're playing like 3D chess with this guy in terms of conversation. That's what we're doing.
I hope you're enjoying the conversation with this guy so far, because you are right. It's
Great.
a bit of a trickier conversation. A little more.
I am enjoying it.
I'm fucking stressed.
And, like,
it was
At least I'm
Like,
trying
one of
to
the first-
play it as such.
It was a power move. He came in, closed the door behind him, left his goons outside, and it's like, yeah, what the fuck are you gonna do? There's 6 of you, 1 of me. What? That's a power move. You have to. How do you respond to that? Mel's sitting there like, oh man, what do I say? I'm like, I don't fucking know. I'm not. I'm glad not in your position right now. Fuck
One of
me.
the first things between Amos and Briar with like the mental conversation was Briar asking, "Yeah, should I stay quiet here?" And Amos was like, "Yeah."
Harkin, give me a star and a wish.
Oof. I'll give my star over to Manaroff because I think he handled himself well, with whatever he had to roll with. I still think it was a very good idea to give his name out. I think it's paying off. The man is sweating there, but he's thinking on his feet. It's where he does his best moves, and we'll get out on top of it. As for Wish, I wish we really get out on top of this. It would look really stupid if we fucking get killed here because of what I did.
I also give my star to Manaroth for not punching me in the face for giving his.
Yeah, I was very. You raising your hands made me go like, "Wow, here we fucking go." I'm not gonna say a thing. We're just gonna watch what happens first.
I want to make a couple of comments. One, you hope we get out of this. I'm counting that as a survive wish again.
Magic shop.
It's a very
Two,
good wish.
I will say, I thought that Harkin got off quite lightly. There was not much in the way of scolding for giving up Manaroff's name.
The only reason why that is the case, Ty, is because we were being listened in on.
I can see that might be true.
It is part of the truth, yes.
And third,
We're first gonna handle more pressing matters, like Mr. fucking Grimface over here, scowling at us. What you were doing.
in true journalistic fashion, I just want to move over to Manaroth at this point, and just get an opinion on the statement that's just been made that Manaroth works best in these. His best moves come out in these tight situations. Manaroth, from the field right now, we're at the halftime mark. How do you feel about these comments? Would you agree that your best moves are you about to shine in this very difficult moment?
Well, you see, at the first part of the first half, we had a little bit of, I think I was very stressed and nervous, but after a while, I think I started to read my opponent a little bit better, and I think I made some choice plays here. You see, and I hope that got through to the audience.
Beautiful. Well, we're all, no matter who wins or loses this match, it's all about the sportsmanship, of course. And we're all looking forward to seeing the spectacular maneuvers that are no doubt going to come out in the second half. Thank you everyone for watching tonight. It's been a pleasure.
Is anybody hungry for some jam at this point? Because I can't stop thinking about the shit right now.
Magic shop.
What a time to be alive. But no, seriously, guys, thank you very much for playing tonight. It's been a pleasure. I haven't told any of you guys this yet, but I feel like I probably should. It's something I'm quite anxious about. but I'm not entirely sure why. I will be live again, not on this channel, but I am guesting on Lord Gazumba's channel in an hour and a half from now.
Oh, hell yeah.
They are doing the pre-charity pre-charity weekend stream. They have a stream this evening. I don't know how to best define this. Lord Gazumba, who you all know is the head of the Greyhawk Collective and has the longest running Greyhawk game of anybody. He has been running the same campaign in Greyhawk for over 40 years at this point.
Holy
And what
shit!
level are his characters at this point?
Well, he's the DM. I don't know. Is that what you mean? But
no, I just the people who are playing in this campaign. What level are they?
Oh, I honestly don't know. I mean, it seems to change up a lot. But amazing guy. I actually don't know what the guy's real name is. This is something I should really know. I don't know his real name. I just call him Lord Gazumba, but it might be. If anybody knows.
Just double check if he wants his name out before you dox him. Just saying.
Yeah.
Well, what I was going to check, I don't know it. I wouldn't be able to dox him, but it might be on his Twitch is what I was going to check actually.
I'm gonna ask him, so what was your real name again? He's gonna be like, you don't know my real name?
No, I mean, we haven't communicated like that vastly amount, honestly, so and I wouldn't be able to. I really don't know anything about him. Yeah, year 45 of his campaign. There we go. Anyway, but no, I don't know.
They're level 300 by now.
So I really don't know. But no, I actually don't know how they've been running it for that long. I'm gonna have to ask him at some point. But he's a wonderful guy. He runs really cool videos. If you ever get a chance, go check out his Twitch page. We're in the same team, so if you go to the Greyhawk Collectives just below, we're in the same stream team now. I've joined the Greyhawk Creatives stream team, and he's the leader. But it's very cool how he runs things because he has like the full map in front of him physically in what appears to be a game store that I'm guessing is his game store, or is at least a very cool basement. I don't really understand it. And has people like tune in and moves the models around, and it's very cool. Anyway, they're having a stream to talk about the upcoming charity event, and he has asked me to come along and just talk about what we're doing, which I don't really know what I'm going to say yet. But hey, that's going to be a thing. So I've said I'll turn up. Is all I can really say. That said, we're going to go raiding. So thank you everyone for being here. We are going to go raid Molten Magic, who are doing very cool D&D stuff all the time. So please come support us in that. Seriously, do you have a sock in your mouth? Lord Gazumba. No, his name is Lord Gazumba. Gosumba, I think it is, something like that. Anyway, but thank you guys. Have a wonderful night. Until next time. Goodbye.
Bye.
Have fun!